Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Lawmakers TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Barrister Manta, thank you for joining us once again today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, let's go straight to the point. Uh, about Lagos State, I don't know if you have read that about the speaker being returned to the House. Where we read sometimes last week that Bola Tinubu gave instruction to return the speaker, Mudashiru, that's his name, right? To return him to
Yes.
the speakership seat. You are aware of that?
I'm familiar with the story.
All right. Yes. Okay. Let me read a little about the following news or story. I think at this point it's a story. Lagos lawmakers write apology letter to President Tinubu over removal of ex-speaker Obasa. The meeting also okay. Let me see. Sorry about that. Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly on Monday apologized to President Bola Tinubu for initiating the impeachment process against the speaker, Mudashiru Obasa. Sarah Reporters has gathered. The apology followed a directive given by the leadership of the Governors Advisory Council, GAC, of the Lagos All Progressive Congress during an emergency meeting with the lawmakers at the Lagos House Marina on Monday night. GAC, that is governing what is okay, Governors Advisory Council is the highest decision-making body of the Lagos APC. The meeting also had in attendance Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his deputy Dr. Bafemi Hamzat. A source at the meeting disclosed that Tinubu wasn't pleased with the impeachment move, hence his insistence that it be upturned. Okay, the news goes on, but I'm not ready to read all that. Barrister, I don't know, what do we make of this? Have you ever, can I ask you this? Have you ever, is there any record of any politician that is this powerful, as powerful as Tinubu is, um, when it comes to having a grip of a government for a very, very long time? Someone who is outside government yet calls the shots to the extent that everybody, including the governor, are all at his beck and call. They just whatever he says goes. Re- Impeach, they impeach. Return, they return. Do we have any record of anyone that has wielded such enormous power?
Not to my knowledge, and
Oh,
there's no equivalence
okay.
in the power that Tinubu holds in Lagos, in any state in the federation. When
Honestly,
you read that statement and said the GAC is the highest decision-making body, it is not true.
of course it is
Tinubu is
not.
the highest decision-making body. The GAC is not the highest decision-making body for APC in Lagos. The person that calls the shots is Tinubu himself. The GAC themselves answer to Tinubu. If they sit and take decisions, they will take it for his approval. So they cannot be the highest decision-making body. He is down to even small offices, House of Assembly seats, and all. So there's no debate about that. Obasa's issue. Remember, he has been speaker for 10 years, the longest serving speaker in Lagos State. He has amassed power over these years as a close ally of Tinubu. What happened when they ambushed him, when he traveled to the United States and ambushed him and removed him and put his deputy as the speaker? Now, you see politics playing out. You hear from one side that Tinubu is not happy with it. On the other side, you hear that, yes, he has accepted the decision of the House of Assembly. There is back and forth. It's all somebody playing politics, trying to curry favor with both sides. On the one hand, Obasa is his trusted right-hand man ally. On the other hand, the overwhelming majority of the House members took this decision. Now, whether he likes it or not, he has to take that account, the sheer number of legislators that signed to remove Obasa. And the fact that Lagos politically is not that stable now as it used to be. Everything needs to be done to put everybody together to prevent a damaging challenge in 2027. So you can see Tinubu trying to play both ways. In one instance, he will cuddle up to Obasa and give the impression as if he wants him back. In another instance, you give the impression that, well, he will go along with the House of Assembly. There were arrangements within the GAC, the Governorship Advisory Council. Some of them, when they saw the disposition of the president, they split within the GAC, some in support of Obasa, others against. And the main question was that the remover was not cleared with Tinubu in advance. That is why some of them who are against it are talking about. Now they work out an arrangement. One was that Obasa will be brought back. And after a month or two, he will voluntarily resign by himself and take the senatorial seat in 2027 to avoid the shame of a big man, a man of importance, a man of stature, of a man that wished that political power to be removed in the manner he was. So they wanted to wash over the shame that he did by bringing him back, but then for him to resign of his own accord after a month or two, and then run for the Senate seat in 2027. However, that arrangement also ran into problem because the members of the House that joined to impeach him are afraid for their own for their own privileges. Even if it's for 1 week or two, if he comes back, he is going to deal with them. They are going to suffer severe damages. So they are reticent. They are not fully able to cope with Obasa coming back. So it is more or less a stalemate. The last report we had is that some members of the GAC that brought up this arrangement for Obasa went back to Tinubu to see him in Abuja to tell him that, look, these are the discussions we arrived at. But he did not see them. From reports we had, he refused to see them. He said they should go and do what he asked them to do. So it's a sort of stalemate. Meanwhile, Obasa has refused to leave the speaker's residence. He's still holding on to it and intriguing behind the scenes. But the current acting speaker, acting speaker is still going on with the proceedings.
Sorry to cut you short, but if I don't understand what you mean by stalemate. Did you heard what I read right now? The news I read that these guys have apologized to Tinubu for impeaching this guy.
Yes.
So if they have apologized, that means they've completely caved into Tinubu's instructions.
This apology was like a week or two back. It's not something of yesterday. That was when they went to present. I think the second meeting they went to see the president, knowing that the president was not disposed to the removal of Obasa. They had to go with a letter of apology to placate him. But I say it is a stalemate because nobody is really sure of what is going to
Yeah, but
happen
this
or what is on
apologies,
ground now.
this week's news now. This one happened on Tuesday.
Well, the news was on Tuesday, but the apology was some days earlier. Not certainly not this
Okay.
week. Mm.
All right. So
Because I heard of it when they went to see the president.
now my point is why I decided to take this talk about this story is honestly, and that was why I started with this issue of asking you if we have any scenario where in the history of Nigeria where someone, a politician, is wielding or has wielded so much power as that of Tinubu. Honestly, I don't know. What do you really make of this kind of power? This is unheard of. Not even even let's even take it outside Nigeria, beyond Nigeria. I don't know if there is any way, anyone, any example you can actually we can actually point at of a politician, a godfather who was actually this powerful. Who is or was either in history or now. I don't get it because I really can't understand what to make of this kind of power. Tinubu has is honestly Lagos State is seem to be practically, honestly, practically or evidentially is in Tinubu's hand. He's just the state is within his claws. That is just the reality. I don't say as if these guys or everyone is hypnotized from the top to the bottom of the state. That one man will just be controlling everybody in government. Someone that has been out of government for over 2 decades. I don't get it, barrister. What I don't please what can you really make of this?
What is the nature of Nigerian politics? Somebody sometimes achieves a demigod status in a localized area. I say this because I remember in our state, in the time of the late J.S. Tucker, he was all in all in Benue Oti politics. Whatever he said went. Nobody could argue against him to the extent that he brought somebody from Borno State and put him as a member of the House of Assembly. It was just, he writes the list of those who will contest. And he could put anybody. He put his son, he put a Hausa man from Borno State to come and contest as a member of the House of Assembly of Benue State. He could do anything he wanted. But I saw towards the end of his life that the tides were changing. When a new president, the late also Paul Onongu came, he began to change the tide. There began to be a very serious opposition to J.S. Tucker. And some people even said his party did not win the 1983 governorship election. But Tinubu's case is a bit different. At the time that he would have lost control of Lagos, he allied with Buhari to produce the APC, and they had federal power. If he didn't take that step at that time, I'm sure by now he would have lost Lagos. Even then, you can see what happened in the last gubernatorial election. But within the party that he controls, there is no single voice that will rise up.
Now, my
The
next
only
question.
person, let me come. The only person that brought up his head and the head was chopped was Aregbesola. You know Rao Aregbesola,
Yes. Yeah, Oshu
who,
State.
who was governor of Osun and had been a close ally of Tinubu. But he exploded one day and made a press statement, wrote a long article that Tinubu was behaving like a god and he wants them to be ants before him. He said a lot of things. And from that moment till now, As I speak now, his followers have left APC.
Yeah.
He himself is in political wilderness.
Yeah.
So you can see the
My
vice
question,
grip.
my question is, do you see as because I see him replicating, trying. That's obviously he will try to replicate what is happening, what he is doing to Lagos State, um, replicate it
That,
on Nigeria.
that is where I was going, because that is the model he wants to replicate in Nigeria. Every indication is there. As long as you agree to support him, you have no issue.
Is it now? But my
Even
question
if,
is, Barrister, hold on, please, because this segment, I don't expect it to get this. I did not expect it to get this far. My question is, do while we know, we are sure, 100% sure that's exactly what he's trying to do, but is it possible for him to succeed? Do you think he can succeed with the complexity of the Nigerian state?
of course, it is very possible and is feasible. And we have examples of that. Abacha came and he dwarfed everybody. Everybody retreated to his shed. No, even though Abacha was a military
Yes, he
leader,
was head of state
but
and he was still
but
ruling.
most of the people, you see, the politics in this country, people watch the demeanor and direction of the president and try to align with it. They don't fight it. They try to align with it. So the moment they saw that Abacha wanted to transmute into a civilian president, everybody lined up behind him. All the five political parties lined up behind him. Now you see that being done now. People see the way Tinubu is going, and everybody is lining up. Not everybody, but a good majority of people are lining up, because it's all about what I will get. It has nothing to do with the national interest. So if it is what you get and you see that this man will have power, you align with him. It's as simple as that. You see some people talking against him, but the same people, if today they go back and meet him and say, no, he will embrace them, because what he wants is he wants everybody, he wants the kind of control that he has in Lagos to replicate it at the national level. You can abuse him today, say whatever he's saying. Even you, JIBRIN, if today you were to apologize, assuming he's reading and watching all this, if you apologize and say one or two things in his favor, he will call you for a job. He will call you to give you a job to come and work with him. That is the way he's doing. The ones that become too recalcitrant, those ones will be dealt with in a different way. So you can see it is happening.
Anyway, I don't think I don't honestly I do not I think I disagree with you on that. Nigeria is too complex. Let me be frank with you. Nigeria, especially it's not you can't rule like that. Northerners, not you and I will know not you know Northerners. A Hausa Fulani man will never accept that. Lie, if not Europe, they are according to Yorubas. They will not.
See,
Look, Nigeria is too
this
complex.
matter,
Nigeria is too
let me,
complex
we
for
keep
one man
hearing,
to
we
actually
keep
to control in this manner.
we keep hearing that Nigeria is too complex. I just gave you the example of Abacha, and we are seeing before us, Tinubu is going towards that direction, almost unimpeded. You hear voices from Salihu, from Erufai, and
No, what
other
I'm
Northerners.
saying, Barrister,
But
hold on. What I'm saying is when someone the president is in power, in charge of power, it's a different ball game. Everybody definitely will kowtow. Everybody. There's no doubt about that. Abacha did it when he was in power. Tinubu did. My own is what I'm saying. Tinubu is wielding power on Lagos as if he were the governor himself. That's my point. This is
because
over 2 decades after being the governor of the state. The man is still controlling the state. In fact, he's even controlling the state even more than a governor will control a state administration.
because he put in an iron cast strategy
That's what I'm
control
saying.
power
Are you telling me he can
after.
replicate the same iron cast strategy and succeed on Nigeria in the Nigerian case?
In Nigeria, it is it's not possible to do that.
It is not.
After he leaves power.
That is the point. That's my point. Of course, that's my point.
As far as the national scene is concerned, once the very day he steps down,
that is it. Now you come.
Things will leave his control.
All right, now I think you misunderstood my question. Then, of course, that is my point. Honestly, it's not possible. Obviously he would try to do that. He would try to plant all his people around or whatever. But
in terms of living structure, so that even several years after he leaves the presidency, he will still control. No, that one is out of the question.
Yeah, it's not work.
The very day or within the time the end of his tenure is approaching, things will go away from him.
Yeah, that is
even some of his close aides will align with new emerging powers.
Yeah, of course. That's it. That man Tinubu is a very, very evil man. And that Lagos of a thing, I doubt if it just yes, of course it has to do with structure, political structure here and there. But honestly, I think it goes beyond mere political structure. Honestly, that man is a diabolic man. Such control can only be fortified by spiritual means or diabolic means. Only God know the kind of rituals where this man they do all the time. When
it comes to those kind of things, I'm one of those people who used to dismiss.
Forget that thing. Don't dismiss it, because even let me be frank with you.
These things,
I don't know why you dismiss this thing. I don't know. You know, the spirit rules the physical. I hope you understand that.
That is correct.
Good. If the spirit, the spiritual rules the physical, if you agree with me, and then the matter is dead. Don't even go there, because even in the Western world, the civilized world, the US and the co. We have stories, tangible stories of their presidents being in one cult or the other. We have the one that George Bush belongs to, the one Obama belongs to, the one they are all cultists. And let me tell you one thing: I don't even believe in this world that there is any president, any leader, any head of state that is not into one cultism or the other. I'm telling you, there is one thing behind them. It's either the person is a really strong born-again Christian, or you just can't be on the fence as a leader. You must belong to something to be able to sustain yourself, because, look, it takes more than just structures. It takes more than guts for you to actually maintain loyalty. Some people are so loyal to certain leaders as if, in fact, that they are even ready to take bullets for them. So anyway, that's it, Barrister. You and I, this is your spiritual thing. I know you don't so much, but I believe in, because both, you just can't, they are inseparable. The physical and the spiritual are inseparable, and both of them exist, and that's the reality. Because this Tinubu's thing is just a mystery to me. What he's doing to Lagos State is just, I just still cannot understand why such thing is happening.